The world held its breath. In every corner of the globe, from bustling cities to quiet villages, people were glued to their screens. The anticipation was immense. This was a rare moment where the entire world seemed united in a shared experience. A new era for the Catholic Church was about to begin. As the sun rose over Vatican City, its golden light illuminated St. Peter's Basilica. It was a symbol of change, of a new chapter unfolding in the Church's long history. The air was thick with expectation. The faithful, along with the curious, gathered to witness a decision that would shape the future of Catholicism. News channels from all over the world focused their cameras on the Vatican, broadcasting live to millions. St. Peter's Square was packed with people, their faces showing a mix of hope, curiosity, and reverence. The world was waiting, watching, anticipating history in the making. Pope Francis had stepped down. His resignation had sent shockwaves through the Catholic community and beyond. Known for his humility and progressive views, his departure marked the end of an era. The question now was, who would take his place? The papal throne stood empty, a powerful symbol of transition. The most senior figures of the Church, the cardinals, had gathered in a solemn conclave. Inside the Sistine Chapel, beneath Michelangelo's breathtaking frescoes, they deliberated in secrecy. The process was steeped in tradition, and the world, outside, could do nothing but wait and speculate. Whispers spread across the globe. Could the next pope come from Asia? In churches from Manila to Mumbai, from Seoul to Singapore, the faithful prayed. They hoped for a leader who would understand their struggles in a rapidly changing world, someone who could bridge the gap between tradition and modernity. One name stood out among the rest, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle of the Philippines. A man known for his charisma, deep faith, and ability to connect with people from all walks of life. As Archbishop of Manila, he had won the hearts of many with his humility and approachability. His speeches resonated with both the young and the old, and his actions reflected his deep commitment to the teachings of Christ. The tension in the Vatican was palpable. Every gesture, every word was analyzed and discussed. Then, the moment arrived. White. Smoke billowed from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel. The crowd erupted in cheers. The bells of St. Peter's Basilica rang out, their echoes reaching far beyond the city. The cardinals inside the chapel rejoiced, knowing they had made a decision that would shape the future of the Church. Then came the announcement. The name rang out across St. Peter's Square. A wave of emotion swept through the crowd. Cheers, tears, and prayers filled the air. History had been made. A new pope had been chosen. Cardinal Tagle now stood as a symbol of hope, a beacon of faith for millions around the world. The sun shone brightly on Rome. It was a day of celebration. Flags from every nation filled St. Peter's Square, creating a sea of color. Chants of Viva el Papa echoed through the air. Inside St. Peter's Basilica, the atmosphere was electric. Cardinals, bishops, and dignitaries from around the world took their places, eager to witness this historic moment. The sound of trumpets pierced the air. The procession began. The cardinals, dressed in their scarlet robes, moved in unison, a sea of red flowing toward the altar. The faithful watched in awe, their eyes following every step. A hush fell over the basilica. It was as if even the walls of the ancient church held their breath. The grandeur of the space amplified the stillness, making it even more profound. He wore a simple white cassock. His presence was felt immediately, a beacon of humility and grace amidst the basilica's grand opulence. His simplicity was a stark contrast to his surroundings, a reminder of the true essence of his mission. His steps were light, almost as if he were gliding. His smile was warm, his gaze humble. His eyes, filled with compassion, reached out to each person in the congregation, offering a silent message of hope and comfort. It was clear. Pope Tagle was not just a leader. He was a shepherd, chosen to guide his flock with gentle strength. As he moved forward, the basilica seemed to glow with a divine energy. He acknowledged each person with sincerity, taking time to offer a kind word, a gentle touch. His actions spoke volumes about his dedication. It was a moment of reflection, a brief, sacred pause in the midst of history. The congregation watched. In silence, their hearts united in prayer and anticipation. He turned to the crowd, scanning the faces before him. He saw their diversity, their unity. It was a powerful connection between the leader and his people. In that gaze, there was a promise, a commitment to serve with love and compassion. He raised his hand in blessing. As he stood before the world, tears welled up in his eyes. They were tears of joy, of humility, of gratitude. He was acutely aware of the immense responsibility placed upon him. The crowd watched, moved by his sincerity. Here was a man who embodied the love of Christ, a pope who would lead with kindness, wisdom, and an unshakable faith. The world embraced Pope Tagle. A new chapter had begun, and the Catholic Church was ready to move forward into the future.